Hello everyone, welcome to a wild speculation Doctor Who video. A little bit of spicy theorising here. Last week we were all talking about Sutekh. Sutekh, old news. This week we're talking about, is the third Doctor in Ncuti Gatwa's first season? So the way this is going to work, we're going to talk about the evidence, what we've got hinting at that. We're going to look at the supernatural godlike beings in the third Doctor era, what could lead to being the big bad of season 1. But you might be wondering, hang on, where has this news come from? Why are we all speculating that the third Doctor's back? And it is my duty to report this, as being the resident third Doctor superfan on YouTube. I've dedicated this whole YouTube channel to the third Doctor, so it's only right that I cover this and give you my thoughts on it, really. So the evidence is from a Radio Times preview for episode 7, The Legend of Ruby Sunday, and it says this: the TARDIS is on a top secret mission, heading straight for the unit tower in the middle of modern day London, but 10 floors below, a long buried secret's been waiting since the era of the third Doctor, John Pertwee, and Ruby's mother holds a vital clue that might change her daughter's story forever. So that's the where we're at with it. It's breadcrumbs, but we Doctor Who fans, we're gonna eat that up and we're gonna make something out of it. We're gonna bake a third Doctor cake with Ncuti. Now we know Ncuti loves John Pertwee.
Third Doctor, my baby John Pertwee.
Who doesn't, right? Another little side note for the third Doctor era is in the 73 Yards preview, which is meant to be a Welsh folk horror. It mentions the the spin-off title for the Sea Devils, because there was a long rumoured sort of Sea Devil spin-off, obviously Sea Devils third Doctor. I'm not suggesting the Sea Devils are the big bad for this season, that would be absolutely wild. But it mentions it never ends, the war between the land and sea. So could the Sea Devils be appearing in season 1 as well? We're just going to throw it out there, it's third Doctor. But let's dive into some of the godlike beings and sort of the supernatural elements what feature within the third Doctor era, what could be the big bad, and then we'll talk about more evidence suggesting why I think the third Doctor could be in season 1 of Doctor Who. In terms of the supernatural godlike beings within the third Doctor era, I'm going to start with probably one's fan sort of forget about, and because it's not a fan favourite story, the Time Monster, which features a godlike creature called Kronos/Chronivores. I'll let the third Doctor describe what they are.
Chronivores, time eaters, will swallow a life as quickly as a boa constrictor can swallow a rabbit. Fur and all.
Are you saying that Kronos is one of these creatures?
I am. The most fearsome of the lot.
Yes, the Time Monster, that fan favourite story. A lot of Tomtit.
Tomtit?
I love it secretly. It's just a fun little romp of a story, but the Chronivores, there's a little bit of weight. So could the Kronos crystal be in this mysterious chamber? Because the Chronivores, they are time eaters, they live within the vortex, and we've seen in the season 1 trailer how malleable time is, how quickly it can change, and we've seen sort of Butterfly Ruby. So could the Chronivores be eating away at the time vortex and making sort of timeline stick and sort of devastation happen? Now, talking of Butterfly Ruby, this is another link, I think, to the third Doctor era. Now, this isn't really a godlike being, but I thought, since we're talking about the third Doctor, and it continues sort of the season 9 trend from his era, could Ruby be a mutt from Solos? Is she meant to be a mutt? And the reason why she sort of metamorphosizes into a sort of insect creature is because she's meant to be a Solos mutt? Question mark?
Excuse me? What are you saying here?
That's an absolute wild card. Don't think that's going to be the thing. If it is, then wow. The next godlike being I'm going to talk about is probably the one you expected me to start off with, which is Azal, one of the demons from the fan favourite story of the demons, this wonderful folk horror story. So yeah, maybe the demons are in 73 Yards. But yeah, Azal. Ncuti Gatwa has said in the past that he would love to battle the beast, the devil himself.
I would love to battle the beast, because what an ultimate villain. That is the devil, and I don't think you get much more evil than that.
And looking at Azal, he's pretty demonic looking, isn't he? So could the demons be coming to finish off their experiment, because mankind was an experiment and in the world, in sort of the eyes of Azal, it was a failed experiment, so he was going to wipe out humanity. So could the demons be coming back to wipe out humanity because they failed? It was a failure. So yeah, I think that one got a bit of weight behind it, and you know, everybody loves the demons. Great story. The next godlike being I'm going to talk about is the I should have been a god.
I should have been a god!
Which is Omega. Yes, every season fans speculate, yeah, Omega's in this season, he's got to be, isn't it? And this season's no different. Let's talk about why Omega could be the big bad for season 1. So Omega, what can we say? There is a character in this season called Susan Triad, and Triad is an anagram for TARDIS. Who invented the TARDISes, or the TARDIS, or time travel in Time Lord technology? It's Omega. So that's a little link, and we've got this mysterious sort of company with Triad technology, and we see in the trailer the TARDIS being scanned in the unit tower. So could it be scanning for sort of Triad sort of technology because it links to Omega? So could Susan Triad be a new incarnation of Omega? And Omega's got a bit of weight for the one who waits as well, because Omega lived in his own sort of domain of antimatter where the Toymaker rules probably don't apply, and that's making the Toymaker scared to play Omega because it wouldn't be a fair game, because Omega would have all control of the board because it's in his world of antimatter. So Omega is another option. Now the final godlike being I'm going to talk about is Sutekh. Now you might be wondering, on the Pyramids of Mars DVD it says the Tom Baker years, and with those powers of observation you'd be 100% right. But here's the thing, what links it back to Sutekh in a way is that the Priory in 1911, where Pyramids of Mars is set, is the future site for Unit HQ. So could Sutekh's sarcophagus time tunnel be waiting in the chamber ever since that? Because it would be there in the Third Doctor era in some sort of archive, I guess, or in storage. So could this, you know, Sutekh's sort of time tunnel sarcophagus be waiting in the chamber, and Sutekh is the one who waits? He's been waiting all this time, and he was about to wreak havoc and destruction across the universe. So there's the Sutekh bit. So it all links back to Sutekh in some way. Yeah, could poorly age, but that's the link to Sutekh and the Third Doctor era. So with that out the way, let's talk about why I think the Third Doctor could be returning in season 1. So in Doctor Who magazine 593, they talk about scene 27B, and I'll read you the article now. There is a great set in the very last block of the 2024 series. It only appears for one scene, but a crucial scene, with a really lovely guest star, unseen by the public, unannounced in the press, because the scene takes place secretly within the studio. So you've got a nice surprise to come. Oh, but this scene has been hotly debated, this much I know. Should it exist? Is it needed? It's been in, it's been out, it's been reinstated, it's been cut again, until finally it stayed. Its in and out status betrayed by its designation scene 27B. So we have this set for one scene and a lovely guest star. So could this set be the unit lab from the 1970s and /80s, whatever the unit dating, whatever you want to class it as, and we have a young Kate Stewart with the Third Doctor, or Ruby's mom? You know, is Ruby's mom one of the cleaners, a tea lady, and is this lovely guest star the Third Doctor? Is it Sean Pertwee playing his dad's role as the Third Doctor? And Sean Pertwee dressed up as the Third Doctor for Halloween I think a couple of years ago now, and my goodness, it was like John Pertwee was there. So that would be lovely to speculate that, and even further evidence to suggest we might be getting some sort of Time Lord shenanigans. We've seen the 10th Doctor hologram in Rogue, but in the little preview for The Legend of Ruby Sunday, we get sort of a quote, a sort of bit of dialogue quote, and it says from the Doctor, "Time Lords can regenerate their face like a disguise. We all look different, but we're still the same." So could we be getting the Third Doctor there as that little cameo? That all links to that. And we've seen in one of the trailers as well, the memory TARDIS, where I think the 15th Doctor and Mel are in the memory TARDIS, as we have a little quote from Empire of Death. It's your life, Doctor. It's telling the story of your life. So, are we going to get flashbacks to more Doctors, but mainly the third Doctor, because it links to that sort of cameo, with that sort of scene 27B. So, yeah, and obviously with the little thing in the chamber, you know, we could obviously talk about the Metabulus crystal, but I think that was blown up in this sort of cave of crystals. So yeah, what do I think about the third Doctor coming back? I think that it would be great, sort of to honour that, to honour Ncuti's love for the third Doctor, and it would be great to have my Doctor sort of, you know, with the new incumbent Doctor, to sort of, you know, to show that it is one big show despite this big relaunch. It's all very exciting. This video could be completely wrong, but it's still a lovely thought. It's great to theorise and put it out there. And that's the evidence to suggest the third Doctor could be in season 1 of Doctor Who. So if you've enjoyed this video, then please do like and subscribe for more Doctor Who related content coming up in the near future, such as reviews of season 1 itself. And we'll see whether I'm right, whether I'm wrong, whether these theories are, you know, bang on, or they're just, wow, that aged like milk, didn't it? Badly. So yeah, thank you everyone for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.